I'm Gavin Griffin. I'm 29 and I'm from Orange County, California, and I'm a Team Hero Poker Pro. Well, I first started playing poker because I was home on summer break from university, and a couple of my friends were going to play poker, like a home game, these $20 play, this card is wild and this one gets half the pot, all this weird stuff. So I went over and I played with them. I figured I was probably going to be pretty good, and they beat me that time, and then every time we played that whole summer, we played maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week, and they were happy that I was playing because I was losing way more often than I won. And I started to realize there has to be some way that I can be better at it. There is at least some skill involved in the game. So I started reading some books and reading forums. The first book I read, which I would never recommend this to anybody as a first book, but it is still one of the best books I've read about poker, is The Theory of Poker by David Sklansky. So I read that, and I read some other stuff, and I started getting better, and I started playing a little more and getting involved a little more, and then eventually, I started dealing poker, and then I stopped dealing and just kept playing, and I've been playing for a living ever since. The first time I was sure I could make a decent living playing cards. Not, I didn't expect to make, a couple $100,000 a year or something. I thought I could make enough money to be happy and sort of live a decent life. Was when I was playing in some home games in Texas, and I was playing in some pretty tough games, and I won some money a little bit, and I realized that if I can beat these games, I could go to these pretty soft limit hold'em games in the Chicago area and beat them pretty well. So I decided to move home to Chicago and get a job dealing, just in case I wasn't as good as I thought I was. And then I decided that I didn't really need to keep dealing anymore, and just started playing. The thing that I'm most well known for now is I was the first person to win what's called the Triple Crown. So I won a World Series of Poker event in 2004. It was a $3,000 buy-in pot limit hold'em event with, I think, 315 or 320 runners. And then in 2007, I won EPT Monte Carlo, the grand final there, and that was 1.8 million euros, which I wish I had held on to until the next year, because it would have been worth a lot more money than when I cashed it out. So I decided to start playing more WPT events, and one of maybe like the 4th one or something that I played, I won. It was the Borgata Winter Open it started in January, but ended on February 1st of 2008. I first got involved with Hero Poker because my friend Terrence Chan, who is one of my fellow Team Hero Poker pros, came up to me, hey, this is a great new site that's starting up. A good friend of mine is really working hard to do this, and he sort of gave me some ideas about it, showed me some of the things that might be happening, and it looked great. I was really excited to get involved. And then I finally talked to David Jung, our CEO. I guess it was maybe September or so of last year. And we had a great conversation. We talked for a while. He kept me away from my game with the Commerce for like an hour and a half. They almost picked me up. But we've been working on the site ever since, and we're really excited to launch. It's going to be a great, really interesting site. We're going to take care of our players really well.